Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Hold on. We're all set. I'm just texting Mike that I'm good to go. And that should do it. And I'll set that up. I got that up. Not that I could play anything, but we can't play music here anymore.
No, we can't.
You can't do anything. The best you can do is this.
I love my life.
That's the best I can do. Anyway, thank you for sorry for the delay. 6:37, not bad considering what I had to go through. I'll tell you, boy, those technical issues are a bit of a bear.
Oh boy.
What's up, buddy?
Oh boy. What's up, Steve?
Nice to see you. If you could see the shot, I'll take a screenshot of this and send it to you. Behind you is this glorious sunshine. I
can see it. It's fantastic.
You can see the rays of the sunlight coming behind you.
It's what I bring to the world.
It's gorgeous. I really like that. That's nice. Now hold on a second.
Story to this.
Hold that story, because wait, I'm getting a little audio kickback. I'm fixing something. Hold on.
Okay. Check 1, check 2. Check 1. If we don't know by now, it's the Steve Squared Show.
What's the now we're good. What's the story?
So I came down here, Dunkin' Donuts is right behind me. I went to get a little iced coffee for the performance.
Oh, okay.
The show,
Sure.
Well, it seems like this building has a power outage, a power failure. They've had problems here before a few weeks ago, so now power's out again. So all these businesses are shut down. They can't do anything.
That's
I don't have a cup of coffee.
in Massapequa?
Yeah, no, just the building.
Yeah, no, I know, but is that the one in Massapequa, the CVS?
Yes.
That's the second time that happened. I went to that CVS and there was a sign that it said closed.
Yeah, it just happened tonight.
You know what you should do? Tell them they have.
The landlord, I don't think I have the best landlord in the world. He doesn't seem to really, want to spend money.
I understand perfectly. Now,
so I'm stuck with a cup of water.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not far from you. I could bring you over. I could put everybody on hold. And what could I bring you? Maybe a Celsius? You should always keep a Celsius in the car for emergencies.
You mean Celsius, a division of the PepsiCo Corporation?
A new sponsor of Coke. Coca-Cola now. Do you know Coke Pepsi Company now represents the Steve Square Show? Yes.
Sugar drinks. Pretty soon you're going to be drinking Pepsis.
Well, they're funding the show, Steve. And look, it looks like you can do a sequel. It looks like you're right on the Mount, the Sermon on the Mount by Stevie Mang.
I come here with these 10.
Well,
these 5
it's 15, and then he drops one.
It was 15, right?
Yeah. Don't you know your commandments, Steve? Come on. That's all religious humor.
I don't know my Mel Brooks. That's rough.
That's our religious comedy. We don't like to get too deep into religious comedy. Now, obviously, this is a little different. First of all, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K, along with the Jiggler, Steve the Jiggler.
The Jiggler?
Remember you were the Jiggler? You got us in? That's your new name.
That's right. The Jiggler.
Now, Sally asked if we could do remote today because she basically said she didn't want to see either of us tonight.
Yeah, that's typical.
That's typical.
I can understand that.
It's typical Sally. It's not. We see Sally twice a month, and that's too much for her.
It's quite overwhelming.
You need to take us in doses, right? Like a bad medicine,
Like bad medicine.
which was one of my favorite songs.
Yes, it was. Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, correct. Now, so now you could take us. Why don't you take us on a road trip? Why don't you drive to another Dunkin' Donuts while you're doing the show?
You know, I don't know if I feel like I'm up to doing that right now. I just
That's a little difficult.
This car is it's difficult, and this car is having some issues.
How is the car? What's going on? What's going
It's
on?
running. It's running hot again. So
It's run. So am I.
that's what I hear the girls say.
That's what I'm running hot again. Now, Steve, we can't start the show without a big congratulations to the Massapequa Coast Little League.
There you go. Exactly. It's exciting. 72 years.
Look at this. I got a good picture. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. I'll hold it up. Give it a second.
There it is from Newsday. There you go. This is people riding high.
There you
That's
go.
great.
So now I'm going to quiz you, Steve. What was the last Long Island team, and in what year did they make it to the Little League World Series? What year and what town?
I will say it was. It was Freeport, 1978.
Well, you got the year correct.
Not Freeport. Is it Rockville Central?
Rockville. Did you just look it up?
No.
That it was Rockville Central. Yes.
We did not talk about this. I don't have a newspaper with me or anything.
That's amazing.
I read the Newsday too, you know, Steve.
I love my life.
1978, Rockville Center went to the Little League World Series, and now, whatever many, I can't do the math that quick, 22 plus, well, what is that? Wait, 22 plus 22, right?
That's about 44 years.
44 years later, a little team from Massapequa Coast is going strong, and that kid, let me get his name right. What's his name? Joey Leonetti Jr. pitched a no-hit.
That's fantastic.
I'm sure we're going to find out some kind of scandal. He'll be in the major leagues next year. He's probably 22. He's probably 20.
Cash better get down there right now.
Get on the phone. Now, I liked a couple of feel-good story with another feel-good story. A little, maybe not so feel-good, but a certain San Diego Padre by the name of Fernando Tatis seems to have tested positive, and he doesn't know how. Look, Dolores! Look, Dolores! He's got PED! He's got ringworm! So, now look at this worried look by his agent on the phone here. Let's see if you can see that. I'm going to pop. That looks worried right there.
Is that the agent? Oh, wow.
Yes, looks a little concerned. He's on the phone. How do we cure ringworm? I know I cure it with steroids.
Don't we all?
So he must have been working out at a Bally Total Fitness.
Look, I've seen good things. I've seen Tatis. He seemed to be a good guy. He's done good things for people.
I bet he has.
Yeah, I'm sure.
340 million, and he still needed steroids? Not good. Now, why is he taking PEDs? He's not even playing. Maybe that's what he thought. He probably thought that he's out injured. Nobody's going to test him.
Probably to heal faster.
That's what we hope, right? We always have good hope for people.
I'm one of these renegades. I believe that it's not a big deal. Let it all go. Let them all do the juice.
All right, juice it up. This is the Steve Square juice. This is the Steve's. I'm going to start juicing.
Why no? God, no, please.
You can't take me not on no normally. Forget about on juice.
Put me through a window.
I'll put you right through that car and that sunshine. Boy, I can't. I'll have to tell you that is a glorious.
Yeah, look, you see that?
It's amazing. It that alone is worth the price of this show, which is free.
This is called production value.
You couldn't green screen this. You can't CGI that. It's just nature at its best.
Yeah, I'm done with green screen. That went the way of going. No more green screen.
No more green screen. And do you know what today is, Steve? Today is National what?
That I don't know.
It's National Relaxation Day.
Oh.
So,
well,
how do you celebrate National Relaxation Day? Obviously with a cup of coffee.
I go to work.
I go to work. All right, well that's relaxing.
Relaxing.
This was actually founded in 1985, National Relaxation Day. So, celebrate Relaxation Day. So, it had me thinking of mental health last night, as I often do. I YouTubed a who's the go-to motivational speaker, the guru of mental health or of positivity.
Well, I was with it.
Well, Tony Robbins.
Oh, I know, Tony Robbins.
I love Dr. Oz, but let's go.
Actually, no, I meant Dr. Phil. That's what
Oh, yes, of course, Doctor. Do we have? I don't even have a Dr. Phil anymore. Too bad. I used to have the. Yeah, I guess I eliminated a lot of the Dr. Phils.
You know, that's our favorite. See, you gotta keep them.
I don't know how I lost the Dr. Phil. That is terrible.
I gotta tell you, I think Emily purposely stole it.
I think she did.
This is unacceptable!
So I was listening to Tony Robbins, who, by the way, is he sang that great song I used to love, down in the West Texas town of El Paso. Oh, anyway, cure depression and anxiety within 10 minutes.
Really?
So he does an example. He has a guy get up in the middle of the crowd. It's like 30, 40,000 people, like a stadium. And he starts talking. The guy says, I haven't been, my wife kicked me out. I don't see my kids. I'm getting a divorce. I'm suicidally depressed. I'm at the end. So Tony Robbins says, well, you're here, so you can't be that bad. And he goes, and he makes a joke, and the guy laughs. So Tony Robbins says, see, you're not that suicidal. You're not that depressed. You just laughed. And he goes, see, I just changed your way of thinking. I mean, obviously the guy's going to be nervous laughter, but he's still going to go home with the same problems from this event that but he'll be $500 poorer for the event he just paid for.
See, I wish we had the money. I would send you down there to one of these Tony Robbins seminars and have him try that on you.
Oh.
I would like to see you go off.
I would, first of all, I would go down with maybe I can get some media pass from from Governor's Comedy Club and interview Mr. Tony Robbins. And I'm sorry, that was and then I looked at another YouTube video and he did the same thing to a woman. He does the same shtick. I was very upset, very, very disheartened.
Well, look, I think he's quite the miracle worker. Look what he did in Shallow Hal.
That is true. You're right there. He cured Shallow Hal.
You gotta admit, that was pretty good.
Hey, you know, Rosemary's one of my favorite songs.
Love goes where my rosemary grows. Love grows where my rosemary goes.
Exactly. Who sang that?
That was.
You should know this.
It was a studio band called Edison Lighthouse.
Yes.
This is all studio musicians. They just,
Love grows where my rosemary goes.
Yes. We have an audience of birds tonight.
Yes, no, that was a great.
About 10 birds sitting around. I think they're digging the show tonight.
Well, speaking of birds, Steve, I need your help. So we're at the Apex. We're at the we're at the abyss of what's going to make a decision. So my folks' house has these birds that are hanging over the porch.
Oh, that's right, the nest.
The nest, the big nest. You haven't seen it. You should come by. I'm going to charge money for people to come by and see this. It's almost like a nature's arboretum. It could be a new place for Long Islanders to go on the weekends. My parents' house. I'll charge tickets. So there's these two, and they're like huge black crows, big black birds. And they're up in the nest, and obviously they're droppings, and it's chaos on the porch. It's terrible. And the roof. So my parents were calling the Takapusha place because they really didn't want to disturb the nest. They felt bad. Well, I should say my mom felt bad. My dad wants to tear it down with his bare hands. He's like me. Well, I'm caught in the middle. I'm cleaning their steps. I'm doing everything. But now it's over a month now. Do you think we should have the Olsen Tree Service come and just remove the limb? Or see if Takapusha can remove the nest?
Just take a ladder, Steve. Climb up there and just rip it out.
Well, it'll be a scene from the birds because they'll peck my eyeballs out.
No, they won't.
You don't mess with angry parents. Have you ever seen my folks?
They're lovely people.
They are. Aren't they? Very lovely. So we're going to see the tree service is coming down Wednesday to give an estimate on what it'll take to kill these birds.
Wow.
It's a terrible story. Hey, Steve, did you see what would you do if you had this problem? Would you want to somehow humanely save this bird's nest if they were just destroying your property?
I don't know how else to do it. There's birds, stubborn, there's bird droppings all over the patio. I mean, that's not right.
I mean, it's all over, and it's not very sanitary. So I think it's time for them, and we gave them a long time. It's coming on 2 months.
Well, what did Sally tell you?
She told me it would be a month. Like, she said, just a few weeks they would nest. What does Sally know? She has us doing this thing remote.
These birds are so cute. They're just hanging out on the fence. I mean, this very cool.
Yeah, but these are big. These are big. You'll see them. These are big, bad crows.
Black crows.
Big black crows, which is another one of my favorite bands.
Have you ever thought that this might be a sign?
What kind of sign?
Oh, maybe there's, not,
Don't say it. Don't say.
You know what I mean.
Don't say it.
Like in Poltergeist.
Stop it.
Like in Poltergeist.
Let me tell you something. Well, why don't you come over and do something for us? You know what? We should call that too. We'll call the tree service, Takapusha, and somebody to do one of those. A cleansing.
And the short little lady from Poltergeist.
Yes. I see in this house the birds. It's a clean house. Hey, I went to this weekend. I wanted to see. Did you ever go to Norman Levy Park?
I don't think so. I've driven by Norman Levy Park.
Great park. I went for a walk. Just to walk and to no bicycles allowed. So.
Well, what did he say to this? Did you let this happen?
Steve,
did you try to? Come on.
I was very upset, but you can't argue with people that really run a landfill because you'll be part of that landfill. So I went for a nice walk, and you know what they had there? They had goats.
You mean Derek Jeter was there?
He was not there, but they had real goats with real horns.
Oh, real goats,
not the Derek Jeter goat. No, they had real horned goats.
That was such a mistake, Steve.
We could clean that up in post. Nobody's watching anyway. No.
Funny man, Stevie Day, going
Going blue
Okay,
with
they gotta love me now. They gotta love me now.
horny goats. Did you see? I watched this.
You're a personal trainer.
You're a personal trainer.
Horny goat weed.
Horny goat, sure, it's great.
Does that work or what?
Of course, it's fantastic.
Supplement.
It's a great supplement. I'm always for those natural supplements.
Yes.
Something like that. That's, I think Fernando Tatis was on that too.
He probably was. He probably saw the name of it and said, oh, it's gotta work.
They didn't understand, they were taking some medication, they didn't know. Nobody ever says, yeah, I got caught. It's always, oh, I was doing ringworm, or I had a sniffle.
If Tatis had all this trouble, he should have gone near this stuff. You know, he should have consulted with first the big hurt Frank Thomas.
That's right. He has that great stuff that he sells. Eugenics, yes, that's another. That'll get you banned for a few years from baseball. Now,
this guy's life is back. You know, Frank's life is back.
He looks he's great, the big hurt. I watched this documentary, Steve. Did you see the on Amazon starring Adam West?
I browsed by it, and I am going to see.
Very good, excellent, excellent. It's called Starring Adam West, and it says chronicles his whole career. Amazing story about his parents. His father was a farmer. Mother was a struggling actress, and never made it to Hollywood, and so he felt it upon himself to carry on that, that dream.
Right.
And of course, the dream of Batman. So watch it. It's very good. It's on Amazon.
I will.
Now, help me out here. I wanted to watch this, but the trailer looks awful. On Netflix, Day Shift with Jamie Foxx.
Is it Day Shift?
Yeah, with
Jamie Foxx
and Dave Franco. They fight vampires in LA.
Oh, I think I might have seen something like.
The trailer looks awful. I got bad reviews. Even the trailer I couldn't get through.
I don't know why people are so hard on the great Dave Franco.
I love Dave Franco. He's actually my go. It's just the story is bad. It's just bad. I like Jamie Foxx too. That's why I wanted to watch it, because it had a great cast, but the thing was terrible. I'm sick. I'm tired already with the vampire thing. Tired with the vampires. Now, this is another thing that got in my craw. Can you see that?
Uh-oh. What is that? Is that Newsday? Well, guess. Let's see here. Darcy Carden steps to the plate in the new series. You don't like this?
Well, first of all, they're doing the series A League of Their Own from the movie.
Is it really?
Yes, it's on. It's going to be on Netflix or Amazon. It's on. I don't know what it's on.
She's got a cut-off shirt. They didn't have cut-off shirts.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And that's where I have the problem, because in the movie, the Penny Marshall movie, right? The Penny Marshall movie, they stayed true to the costumes, and the whole skimpiness was the short skirts, and that was the true costume. So of course, they're talking about it. It's a powerful woman's story, and we just want to take Penny Marshall's vision and bring it to another level. Yet they're all talking this empowerment and strong woman, but they put her in tight leggings that you got at Lululemon and a short midriff shirt, none of which you would have had in the 40s. And this is how you're selling this crap.
I agree. But that does need to be rebooted, upscaled, reimagined. I'm sick of all all these terms.
Hey, Steve, I just got a 10-minute lose. It says I have 10 minutes left or else I have to upgrade.
What's going on here? It's only 7 minutes.
I know. I just started this. I didn't get 40 minutes. Wait, hold on a second here. Let everybody hold on. This is terrible. Well, let's see if I get that message again.
Did you sign on to your...
My normal Zoom. And it says you get 40 minutes, and we started at 6:40, so that should have taken us at least to 7:20. That was no way. I'm totally gypped. I gotta call Zoom.
We're gonna have to talk to Nelly about this next.
I'm gonna call Zoom. Hey, Steve, they're having a big thing at the Cradle Aviation. You want to go? Look at this.
Weren't you in that movie?
What movie?
You were in, right?
Which one?
Jumping for joysticks.
Jumping for joysticks. I did that back in the early. I did that in the early '80s. You might have under my other name, Stevie Wang. So, what was your? Did you have a favorite video?
Well, I did have a lot of video games growing up. You know, I would go over people's houses who had Atari and play Atari with them. And, you know, so most of my gaming experiences were usually in the arcades. So, you know, we're talking Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. What about like Super Mario Brothers?
I liked Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. I liked what was the other thing with the dinosaurs and the birds or something they were flying around and got I don't remember.
Oh, I hear those birds in the background. I hear those birds in the background.
Yeah, they're singing.
They sound nice.
Windows are shut.
Steve, it looks like you're going to do a music video. You got the music, the sunshine. It's almost like one of those Mamas and the Papas videos. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Mamas and the Papas. Don't even sing. We don't know what's going to happen to us.
Exactly. Okay, actually, it's a car next to me, and they are just the windows are up. The windows are kind of tinted, but I can see what they're doing. They're just like rocking. Their heads are bopping back and forth. So
I was thinking of adding a new set. I'm adding a new segment to the show, Steve.
What's on Newsday?
A Newsday segment. Look at this. A fashion segment.
Party like it's a fashion segment. Like it's 1999. We're going back to the 90s.
Well, that's what it says. It says the 90s are back in for fashion. So pull out your Smiley t-shirts, your grunge, your Nirvana shirts. That's what's in right now. Is that what's in?
Well, funny you should say this. Last weekend at work, they had a special 90s weekend, so we could wear 90s garb. None of us did, because, who wants to wear flannel shirts in the middle of August?
Well, I do.
The heat wave.
So you have Smiley shirts. They talk about flannels. They talk about like band shirts, like Nirvana. The girls have a lot of ripped jeans, a lot of hats, like Linda Perry hats, a lot of things like that. Sure.
Of course.
A lot of Tyra Banks look.
Steve, I think you and I are both excited when they do the 2000s, throwbacks,
Well,
we have some friends that love that decade, the aughts.
Guess what store I passed the other day? Going to Norman Levy Park.
It's Merrick, right?
Yeah, so this was a store we all frequented, and it was in Belmore. Do you remember?
It was wasn't that little ice cream place, that fake ice cream place? I don't even remember the name of it.
No, this was a clothing store.
Oh my God.
In Belmore.
What was the name of it?
Village Streetwear.
Village Streetwear, that's right.
So, yes, a lot of club stuff, a lot of those kind of clothes, so that's in Belmore. Village Street where I passed, and I said, "Hey, we used to go in there. I can't believe it's still there."
Did you go in there to see what they have?
You know, I was actually going to return a shirt I had bought there 20 years ago.
I'm sure you had the tag.
I still had the tags on. The shirt was dripping sweaty, but I still had the tags on from one of our nights out.
I had a roommate in California, and he actually, I went with him. We were going to go to a party. We went to the Gap, and he bought a whole outfit. He left the tags on. He wore it out, and he actually returned it the next day, and they took it back.
Wow.
I know, but he was a schmoozer. He really, he knew how to talk to the girls, the Gap girls. They obviously, they felt it, so they gave him a refund.
I got to get your thoughts on something, but I'm looking here. It says remaining time. Hold on a second. I might lose you, but hopefully I won't.
Stand by.
Stand by. Okay. Are you standing by? So hold on. I don't know if this will work. I'm trying something right now, but I have very little hope or thought that this will work. I'm not thinking. Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
All right, everybody stand by. I'm trying something, and I just don't think this is going to work. Because I don't want our meeting to end in 2 minutes, so I'm trying to pump it up. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. All right, if it doesn't, it doesn't. If this doesn't work, should work. But who knows? Oh, this doesn't look promising. Well, it might, Steve. Are you still there?
Maybe it's just a mouthful.
No, it's going. It's going. Okay, I see what's happening. Oh, boy. Oh, this is, okay. I don't think, I see. Stay signed or sign in with, okay, I can maybe sign in this way. Oh, maybe I could sign in. I'll try that. Now, hold on, Steve. Don't go anywhere. This is gonna take a minute. Everybody hold on to your whatevers. I apologize profusely.
Don't worry.
Oh, here we.
Fine here.
Okay, you keep entertaining people.
We're on Cubs Radio. It's the Steve Square Show via remote.
Here we go. All right, this is. So what I'm trying to do is prevent. Oh no! Don't lose the audience for it. Don't lose the audience for us, Steve. Oh no. Okay. That's not working. Hold on. It's just taking a little. Oh, here it's gonna go. There it's going. It's going. It's just taking a little bit of time. Again, I apologize for all of this. So I don't know what's happened. This is. Hold on a second. I'm quitting this. Let me see if I got you. There you are. Oh my God. I'm totally gonna lose you. All right. If I lose you, Steve, I'll text you if I can get you back on. But I'm gonna lose you. It says I'm gonna lose you in less than a minute. Sorry. You know, they didn't give us a fair amount of time or warning. Oh, that's it. What does it say? Update of it, not now. Okay. All right, let's put that there. Let's move that there. Hello? Alright, so we lost that. We're going to quit Zoom. I think I'm still recording and I'm still going here. Let me go back on OBS. And I'll see what we got going on here. Now, hold on. I'm going to check. Alright, so I think we're in frozen mode, but it still looks like we're moving live. So you'll definitely be able to hear my voice, but you won't be able to see me. You'll see me and Steve frozen. I'm going to message Steve. Let me message Steve. Okay. And this way, you'll have to listen to the show this way, old-fashioned style, for the rest of the show, kind of like a more of a radio style, if you will. I apologize. Our visual has shut down, and I'll tell you what happened. I was obviously Zooming Steve in to share the space with me today, and haven't done. Obviously, Zoom has changed their meeting times. They used to, as far as I knew, if it was two people, it was free. But apparently now these slime bags of Zoom has put a limit on 40 minutes even for sharing a meeting with one other person. Not only that, but they didn't give us the full 40 minutes because it's 7:15 and we came on at 6:40ish, so that really should have been 7:20. But you know, what are you going to do? I'll tell you, it's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. This is all just... Wait, what happened there? Oh, yeah.
This is unacceptable!
So, if you can hear that, it's unacceptable. You can't see it, but you can hear it. So anyway, we're at 7:15, and we were talking about a few stories. We lost Steve. Hopefully we didn't lose him for good, that he's just indisposed in his car, and he'll, I text him, I told him we can't get him back. So, unfortunately for that. But, there was a couple of things I wanted to touch on before, as we go into this last quarter of the show. You know, there was something that was bothering me that the great actor Tom Hanks had said. And if you get a moment, watch on the Bill Maher show on HBO. He talks about this exactly. But Tom Hanks had said the other day to the press that he feels bad about playing the role in the movie Philadelphia of a gay man who was dying from AIDS. And he says because he's straight. He's a straight man, heterosexual. And he says that he shouldn't have done that. Now, I don't understand what's happening here, and I think Bill Maher sums it up beautifully if you watch. But it's confusing to me because Tom Hanks played Forrest Gump. He didn't have any problem playing a mentally challenged individual. He also didn't have any problems playing a wooden soldier, which I'm sure he's not. In Woody, of course, in Toy Story. He didn't have a problem playing an astronaut going into space in Apollo 13, and he's, last time I checked, not an astronaut. Nor did he have a problem playing an oversized child in Big, which I'm pretty sure he didn't have a childlike issue that he was dealing with. And of course, I guess he didn't have a problem playing a cross-dresser in his first big screen portrayal of a roommates living in an apartment building posing as women in Bosom Buddies. So a little bit of hypocrisy or oddity here. So what it spawned into was what is this going on here where you have to play who you are? If you have a limp, then if you're someone playing someone that say has a limp, then you must have a limp. If you're playing, so we all have, everybody has to stay in exactly what they are, then it's really not acting, then you're just yourself. So I don't understand that. Like Bradley Cooper is portraying the maestro, playing the story of Leonard Bernstein in Netflix. Is this on Netflix? Yeah, The Maestro, The Life of Leonard Bernstein, the great legendary music composer. Now, Bradley Cooper is neither Jewish nor is he neither bisexual. So, but he is playing that. James Franco is playing Fidel Castro, which John Leguizamo called him out on, saying he is not Hispanic. This is ridiculous. But John Leguizamo has a short memory in the fact that he doesn't remember he played the role of Toulouse-Lautrec in Moulin Rouge. And the last time I checked, John Leguizamo is not a French painter. He's Colombian. So I love these people that have played roles, but yet calling out other people in other roles. It's really doesn't make sense. I'm for people trying to get open to getting more people involved in making movies, in casting, and all the such. But when it becomes silly and over the top, and you're really not, what you're doing now is just destroying the craft of acting and casting. And because I'm experiencing that as an actor, and there's roles that I am not open to now, which I was previously. So little bit of a little, and look, as far as I know, Johnny Depp did not have hands made out of scissors. Yet he played Edward Scissorhands. He was able to identify as a guy with scissor hands. But he did a good job, right? And he was able to cut hair, and he did a fabulous job. So, Loomis sic Loomis, as they say. What are you going to do? But, moving on. I mean, that was my little rant. I was a little upset about that. I mean, it's these things about people just acting and getting over. When it serves their purpose, then they're screaming on the top of the mountain, and when it doesn't, they're in those roles because they're making money, and they're not going to ever give up an acting gig. Now, should Bradley Cooper be playing the maestro? That's another story. I think he needs to stick to other roles. And I wanted to show you something, and again, we're not on video, we're only on audio, but there was, I think it's actually on Netflix? Yeah, it's on, if you check it out, it's on Netflix. It's Woodstock 99, train wreck, and it's about this horrible incident when they redid Woodstock in 99. Now, at the same time, Newsday is showing a Woodstock of their own that they did on Long Island, and how it went beautifully. And they did one back in 74 called the Somersault 74. New York Somersault packed 77,000 people into Roosevelt Raceway. And they're showing, I wish I could show you these pictures back from 74. Long Island, 74. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff, if I do say so myself. 1974. Listen to this. For you animal lovers. And again, I'm an animal lover. I know I had it up to here with the birds, but I'm an animal lover. Believe me. And this is, let me see if I can find the story for you. Here it is. Talk about your deer hunter. Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. This is going on in Suffolk County in Southold on Long Island. So, it says here, there is a new proposed law in Suffolk County by expanding the use of weapons and allowing for newly licensed qualified professionals to shoot deer from their vehicles using sound-suppressing firearms. This was introduced by this moron, Assemblyman Jody Giglio from Riverhead, would allow firearms to be used during the regular bow hunting season. For those of you keeping track, is October 1st and runs through January 31st. So during those 3 months, feel free to take your bow and arrow and shoot anything that moves in Suffolk County. This is terrible. I mean, come on. How could they expand? And it says here, oh my God, they can only use it during a special firearm season in January. They're expanding the use. It says to contain an exploding deer population. Are they kidding? That's what they need to do, is to contain the expanding deer population? They were here first, as far as I know. This is terrible. I gotta contact this office. I am against this. It says hunters annually take more than 3,000 deer annually in Suffolk County. Does anybody know about this? This is just, I cannot stand for this. And they're showing all the names of the people who were supporting this bill. I'm not going to name them all. They're all morons. And they show a lovely picture of like a deer with her little baby foal. Is that what you call them? Baby does? Baby doe foal? I don't know what you call them. But that's another horrid story. I couldn't believe that. So if you're living in Suffolk County, say something. Go out to your local politician. Say, I like the deer running across the LIE and feeding them. And they're just grazing in the grass. Leave them alone. What a terrible story. I'm sorry. I'm not in a good mood today. Have to apologize. August 15th, I am not feeling National Relaxation Day. When is National Upset Day? Because I have that every day. National Annoyance Day. That's what I'm going to start. Because every day I am annoyed by the ludicrousy and the hypocrisy that goes on. Just unacceptable, I'd have to say. And I'm really not happy with Tom Hanks. And I used to like Tom Hanks. And the same thing, this League of Their Own, trying to be this whole pro thing and support of women's power, and they got the woman's batting with a midriff shirt on and skin-tight Lululemon pants from 1998. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do better than that. Do I have my do better? Where's my, at least can we play my do better blurb? This is just, I don't even have my do better. I have Danger Zone, I could play that.
Do better?
Yeah, a lot of people need to do better. Tony Robbins needs to do better with this. I mean, when you have depression and anxiety, that is not a joke. And to make a joke out of it and try to say that you can cure somebody in under 10 minutes is ridiculous. It's ludicrous, and it's demeaning to people that are suffering. And I'm calling out Tony Robbins today. I'm calling out Netflix today and Amazon for their ridiculous A League of Their Own series. I will not be watching, obviously. And I love the movie, the Penny Marshall movie with Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell and Tom Hanks. Speaking of Hanks, see the way I tie everything together? That was a great movie. And see, Tom Hanks wasn't a baseball coach, but he was okay playing one. They didn't have to bring in somebody that coached Major League Baseball. He was able to do it. So, I just have a problem with them. I have a problem with these deer people. Oh my gosh. I have a lot of problems today, folks. I need a feel-good story, and I'm going to give you one. Because I'm having a lot of angst. I'm having a lot of angst in mid-August. Not as much angst as some school teachers, I'm guessing, when they're looking at that calendar and the clock is ticking on their summer vacation. I feel your pain. I know. I understand. Here's a heartstring loving little story, giving little bit of soul. This poor kid, Alex Michaels, a sixth grader. Alex Michaels, sixth grader, wears a size 15 and a half sneaker wide. That's right. He's a sixth grader, which I don't know how old that is. That's not very old. That's like 12 years old. He's wearing a size 15 and a half sneaker wide. and his parents say they can't find sneakers for him online, definitely not at the store. The kid reached out to his teacher, Darlene Morales, his fifth grade teacher, and talked to her about his problem. So she went on this little promotional social media boost for young Alex, and some players, this is really good, from the Charlotte Hornets basketball team and the Memphis Grizzlies, Danny Green, they donated a bunch of sneakers. Basketball NBA players donated, because obviously they wear those sizes. The sneakers were donated by the NBA Charlotte Hornets and Danny Green of the Memphis Grizzlies, who's, by the way, from North Babylon. And he entered, Alex, 11 years old, entered a classroom on Friday and saw several pairs of sneakers, Nike and Puma among them, and he was very excited, said, I really like the sneakers. I didn't expect this at all. I am overwhelmed. That's a nice story. His teacher, she reached out, and it was a whole conglomerate effort to get this kid some sneakers. He says, hopefully my foot stopped growing. That is a large foot, 15 and a half. Could you imagine? That is hard to find sneakers for that size. That is very, very hard. I'm trying to see when, it doesn't say when the Massapequa Coast Little League will play again. I'm trying to, oh yes it does. Massapequa Coast, so for those of you interested in wanting to watch their next game, that will be Wednesday, Friday, that'll be Wednesdays, okay, the game will be Friday. They're playing the winner of Wednesday's West versus Northwest game. So Massapequa Coast doesn't play till this Friday night at 7 p.m. They will play the winner of the Wednesday night game. And that should be really exciting. Imagine if they win the whole thing. That would be something. Massapequa Coast. I gotta imagine Massapequa's gonna, no matter what, we'll have a little parade for them and a little something where all the local politicians can take credit, right? The local, your local Long Island, Nassau County representatives will be there, all smiles and picture opt, putting their faces in the middle of the baseball team. You can imagine, you can bet your bottom Suffolk County, Nassau County, well, this is Nassau County dollar, tax dollar on that, right? But that was a feel-good story. So I don't know. Did you guys do your homework? I did my homework. I told you last week to watch Grease, to watch Olivia Newton-John. This is what I'll leave you with. One of my favorites, Olivia Newton-John. Of course, we know now she has passed away. Maybe, oh my gosh, I think it was last week at this time, last Monday, because I remember talking about it on the show. It happened right before the show. It's been a week already. And so I said to everybody, watch a movie, which really Grease, or listen to some of her music. Did you do that this past week? Because I did. They actually showed Grease the other night over the weekend, and I watched it, and they were all so good. It was just something so different at the time. Great musical. It was funny. It was a great story. Great songs. Great. John Travolta was great. The whole cast was great. So if you get a chance, watch her performance in that. What I think they should really do is re-release it. They're releasing everything else, and everything else is crap. They need to re-release Grease and put that in the movies, or maybe in some drive-ins for the end of the summer, and that would be an appropriate tribute and a homage to the great Olivia Newton-John. You put that kind of classic movie back in where it belongs, a drive-in, right? A movie set in the 50s, which is, the scenes are in the drive-in, which we don't really have many drive-ins, but they have some under-the-light places they set up, under-the-light movies, whether it's at a park or a makeshift drive-in. Long Beach does it. That's what they really need to do. Or re-release it in the theaters. I mean, that's a classic. That's one of those good movies. I was thinking, and John Travolta was saying, this was unlike anything ever before, and it was. But I have to compare it a little to Dirty Dancing. When I was talking about Jennifer Grey. And same type of thing, right? The tough guy and the kind of innocent girl. and they're together through dance and through song and through music. And it's kind of the same thing, right? John Travolta and the late great Patrick Swayze play those wrong side of the track, tough guy, but for some reason an ability to dance, like and right, Olivia Newton-John and Jennifer Grey play this kind of innocent babe in the woods, if you will, and they're immersed into this new world of dance and a whole new world that really is amazing to them. And there's a lot of parallel storylines in both. So I think those kind of really coincide and really parallel, and that's why they're both great in their own way. So I think we covered a lot. Unfortunately, sorry if Steve's listening, I lost Steve. If you're listening, sorry to you folks for you having to watch Steve with a sunshine behind him and me staring into the screen. Of course, the show is represented by Dumbbells. The show is represented by Celsius, probably not. And we got a lot. What else did we have there? Next week, hopefully, we'll be back in the studio. Again, it's a ongoing, I have to wait and hear from the bosses, from Sally.
Wrong.
I know, that is wrong. But she's the one that calls the shots, Sally and Tony. So tonight Sally had prior engagements. We had a little conflict going on, so we had to do it remote. So I hope that was okay. But of course, thank you for tuning in, listening, watching for half of it, listening for the remainder. Check it out on Gov's Radio, all the shows. Just Us, really, is really the only show to watch and listen to, the Steve Squared Show, 6:30s, or watch it on demand, if you will. So, like I said, go watch something Olivia Newton-John. My exercise tip, go for a nice hike at Norman Levy Park in Merrick. Congrats, good luck to the Massapequa Coast baseball team on their game Friday night. I'll be tuning in. I'll let you know what happened with the Birds. What will be the Birds story? Who will prevail? Funny Man Stevie K or the Two Black Crows? Tune in next week to find out. Put on some fashion gear. Get your 90s shirts on and play some video games. And of course, for the rest of today, enjoy your relaxation and do not listen to a video of Tony Robbins to help you do that. Listen to the smooth, silky sounds of Funny Man Stevie K, and to Tom Hanks and all of the other uptight John Leguizamo actors. Take a breath, take a step. Understand, you're actors. Don't stop other people from acting. Acting is the world of living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. That is the pure definition of acting. So don't cut away that because you're in 2022 and you don't know how to behave. Behave like you always have. Be a good person. And great to that kid, Alex Michaels, who has some sneakers. And and definitely watch that Adam West Batman documentary on Amazon, starring Adam West. That was really worth watching. Not Day Shift, not A League of Their Own. The Adam West documentary, that's what I'm leaving you with. For myself, for half of Steve. I can't even show you, but for Kermit, as always, because we're remote. Kermit was with me. And for all of us, thank you so much for tuning in and sharing some of your evening with us on the Steve Squared Show. We will see you next week, Monday, 6:30. Thanks, and have a great night.